Okay, students, in this video we're going to look at adding a bit more of an interface to our existing key and door setup. So this is the key and door setup from the previous video, and it currently runs using our level blueprint, and it sets a variable in the level as I pick up the key power up, and when I walk into the zone, it checks a branch and then deletes the door if we have the key. But I'm going to go ahead and add from my place actors here a text render object. And the text render object isn't always used. Usually it's used in what we would call prototyping, and less so as sort of actual in-game. But it works pretty quick and pretty nice for our experiences here. And I'm going to change the text here to you must find the key, or something similar. That's kind of long. Why don't we just make it say find the key? So I'm going to go ahead and center this on our door here and sort of put it at eye level for the player. So that looks about right. That way I don't miss it. And then I'm going to go into its detail panel and set its visibility, so here visible, to false. I'm going to uncheck it. So it does not show in the engine. And with it still selected, I'm going to go back into our level blueprint. And I'm going to right click and create a reference to it. So here's our text render actor. And we're going to use the false panel. Basically, what we want is when the player walks into the trigger overlap and doesn't have the key, we want this text to show up. So I'm going to pull out of the text render actor and type visibility. And we want to set visibility text render. And we're going to get a little target here because text render's visibility is a part of the actor. And we're going to say, if it's false, we want to set the visibility to yes. Now, if we were to do this now and compile, if I walk into the box here, it will pop up and say find the key, but then it just sort of is text floating in space forever. And since we already have this trigger box here, we can make it even a little more interesting. So this time I'm going to have the trigger box selected, and I'm going to right click here and create another event of a collision on end overlap. So this is what happens if I leave the overlap space. So I'm just going to copy Control-C this set visibility node and paste it. And if I end the overlap, I'm going to reset my set visibility trigger here of the text render object to no visibility. So if we walk out of the box, it's going to set it to not visible. And lastly, just because it'll like clean up space here on the off chance it's on or whatnot, I'm going to also drag my text render actor to my destroy over here so that when it destroys the door, it also destroys the text render actor, just in case I have some floating text in space that says you must find the key. So now if I walk up to the door, it says you must find the key. If I walk away, it goes away again. If I pick up my key, I can go through the door. Now, you can also use this type of text appearing when I walk into a zone to give your player a little more direction to, if they're going the wrong way, you can have it so that like when they walk into a zone, it says like, don't go this way, and turn them around. It's probably better to do most of that stuff from a story standpoint or with sound or with level design, but it is possible to have sort of like text pop-ups trigger when you walk in or out of zones.